We're October the 28th, Saturday. Now I have my old phone here recording this, so the quality of the colour quality or quality of the video mightn't just be as good on this one. I'm not even sure. I think the other phone I have is better anyhow, but I'm on this old phone. The reason why I'm making this video is I fed them in here on silage, and I'm just looking at, some might ask me, is there much waste when I throw it on the ground, that I'm not feeding it in feeding rings and that I'm just pegging it up on rushes. Well, there was a spot here. Now I gave them lots of it yesterday. I fed them twice yesterday. Came in here late last night and gave them another load. They have all that cleaned up. Very little waste, if that's what you want to call it. But even at that, it's not waste. It's fertiliser for the coming year. That'll break down and rot down. Here's another pile that was here. Let me stand out of the way of my shadow. A little handful of it there, that's all left over. Literally just that. And here's another area. So no, there's very little waste. I find they're used to licking it up off the ground, and they do. In a feeding ring situation where they have a big dirty mess bed, a dirty ring all the way around the ring, anything that falls on the ground are standing on, and they immediately go for the cleaner stuff in front of them. But when they're eating off the ground, I find that they tend to stay eating off the ground and they lick it all up. They keep out from it. So they're literally inside in the ring without having a ring, if you get my meaning. So another little thing to notice as well, that they're in the wettest spot of all right now as I speak. These lighter, smaller framed cattle. And let me just show you the puddle that they're in. And I'm going to do a little bit of a recording after I move them out of here to show you what poaching they've done, if any. I just want to show you how wet it is in here. Now, she is waterlogged, and I have these light framed cattle in on this waterlogged land, and we will move them probably tomorrow. I may not feed them in on this. I've given them this area and about half the size on the far side of that hedge. They have a gap they can walk through up here, and they'll go in and graze it off. Depending on what it looks like tomorrow, I may or may not feed them silage here for another day. Under normal circumstances, I would leave them on this for the day, let them graze off the grass, and give them a day's full of silage tomorrow. So I'll get 48 hours out of an area. This is on the larger side of what I am giving them. You can see that from here was the area I gave them, which was a little under, or a little over a quarter of an acre. And I had 2 days on it. Now, a lot of silage fed, but it's all about the ground conditions. So it's a drier place in there, so that's why I left them a tighter spot. So that's why it's wet in here. So I've given them, this is probably a little under an acre, maybe 3/4 of an acre, including the far side of that hedge. So I will probably be able to get away with 2 nights. I'm not sure yet. As I say, I will do a little bit of a video tomorrow and show what the ground conditions are like after putting these cattle through on the wettest section of the farm. But it's great to see them eating grass, even though we're still in October. I'm on winter grazing mode. It's winter officially in 3 days time, the 1st of November. So as you saw in the video I posted today, there's that little bit of picking coming all the time. It's growing away. It's going to have, what is it, November, December, January, February, 4 months recovery before I get back to it. So yeah, I'm kind of excited about this year. Definitely now that I have an easier, smaller framed animal to be minding. It's funny now, at this stage I'm looking at, apart from, where is she? Even though she's small as well, apart from Lead Cow's daughter, I'm going to have to think of a new name for her, because Lead Cow is gone. not gone with going. The largest cow I have now is Baltimore. Can you believe that? She's turned into a fine cow. She has had 1, 2, 3. She's carrying her 4th calf. Yeah. Which will be another short-horn cross to this boy. He could come rowing, which will be interesting. So, up to now, she's only had 1 purebred calf, which is her daughter up there, Belty Bug. She's a pedigree Galloway. And she then had 2 short-horn Galloway hybrids, which they all came Belties, black with the white belts. But with the Rowan gene this year, next year they could have a kind of a bluey, short-horny kind of a Belty calf. So we'll see how we get on. Be interesting. And then there's a couple of rubies. We'll know for a fact. Now you can see them doing a little bit of ploughing there. But as I say, they'll only be here for max 48 hours, with then 3 to 4 months rest. So as you can see, we've lovely blue skies again today. The weather has settled down. We're not getting extreme rain. We're still getting rain and showers, but we're not getting the extreme rain that we have been getting. So they're going to march on through. They know they can go through that gap. So the move is on. Watch. Heaven forbid. You can hear the ground splashing underneath them. Once one goes, they all want to go. Heaven forbid the ones in the front will get the sweeter picking. So they'll go in there, they'll march all the way down the back of that hedge, they'll realise that it's not that much better in there, they'll graze their way back, and they'll probably spread out and come back in here. That's what they're going to do. They tend to do that always. They like to check the bounds, see what area they have, scan for the best of it, and then pick away. Now, that's my news for today, the 28th of October. I'll do a little bit of a video in here and show you. In fact, I can only show now. There's my welly gone right down, and there's their hoof print there. But as I say, what rain can damage, rain can repair. Super soft ground in here. Let them graze away. I will be back. I hope the quality of this video is okay. Okay, so the next day, what are we, the 29th of October? And what I have decided to do is, I was saying earlier that in where the cattle are now is super wet. I'm going to have a look at the conditions now, but what I'm going to do is, instead of moving them up the way and losing the extra day of that area, I'm going to open up this fence and allow them to eat their silage from the area they were on, the drier place. Did you see that calf just come under there? That fence is on. He didn't even get a whack of it. I must test that fence. But they're mad, hungry for this silage, so I'm going to feed it to them now. Oh, here's Bully. He's making a bit of an entrance. It's the first time I heard him calling, ever. I wouldn't know his voice if I stood beside him. Right, I'm going to get this out and let them in. Okay, so we can see that the little shits are already in. They just do their own thing. The cows are giving out. There's a little bit of dry ground where the cows are standing now, so I'm going to throw a little bit of that silage in on that. So I have my little piles spread out. There's 2 there, and there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 there. So I let these cattle in now and give them the full area for tonight. They can sleep here, they can fall back in there and pick away at the hedge if needs be, and we'll move them up the way tomorrow. So I'm going to regain my day, and I'll see what harm they have done, if any, shortly. So I'm back in a sec. God almighty, they were mad for it. I didn't have that on camera, but they came bucklipping in. So I'm anxious for that silage. Now we've one straddler of a calf that's lost. Hang on now, and I just show her the way. She's the only one that has manners really. She stays to the far side of the fence always. Come on. We have Maverick with a big pile of silage for herself. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 heaps. And our little red short-horned heifer has found her way. Right, well, I'll walk in here now. I'm going to take down this fence, give them the bigger area tonight. For one more night they'll have all, and then up the way. Let me grab my stick. And look what kind of harm they've done. So as I say, it's dry just here, so you could easily get away with throwing a little bit of silage there, but as I walk down, there's a kind of a fall of water down this way here, which causes the place to be drowned. And I went to bed last night, it was dry, and I'm thinking to myself, I must have made a flood of rain again last night, because places are very wet this morning. So you can see the poaching that's gone on here. Now can you imagine what this place would look like if we had cattle living on this hill with no moving or no management or no anything, just left to their own devices? This would be absolutely destroyed. Now I know it looks a dirty mess now, but as I say, after tomorrow they won't really come in through here again. They have the best of it picked off, or what they want picked off it. So it'll have all this time again to cure. But I'll show you how soft this place is. My stick just goes right down. Where is it? Well, I haven't the power in 2 hands. She goes down, believe me. So yeah, you would not want cattle on this ground, even in summertime, if you're to leave them living on it. But they've been on this now and they're going to be gone. So all is quiet here. I'll take down my fence, I'll test the fencer and see what's going on. Them cattle, or them calves, aren't seem to be getting any kind of a whack out of it at all. I'm hardly earthed somewhere. I'll get my tester out anyhow and I'll check it out. So I'll finish off throwing them few piles. I'll take up that bit of a fence. There's a dry out place here. As I say, it's wet in there. They'll never be there again. They've the grass ate off it, and I can now repair from now on in. So at that, a short little video, or maybe it wasn't. I'll do one little scan through, and then I'll go on Sunday the 29th of October. Silence. So for now I'll say good luck and goodbye.